everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today I'm not really playing with that great of a palette, I'm not gonna lie. And it's not great because necessarily of quality, it's more just not great because it's not my color story, I'll be honest. And I don't find it inspiring or exciting. So, and I find that weird in a way, but the palette I'm talking about, it's the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. Again, this is a very old palette. This is what it looks like. And basically, the only look you're going to get out of this is you're going to create your base and then put a satin metallic shade on it. And that's it. That's all you're going to get out of this palette. And in some cases, that's okay. Like for an everyday palette maybe, but yet you want something for maybe evening time. But to me, there's so many other palettes out there that can do that in this day and age that I can see kind of how this palette was discontinued in a way, because it's just not up to par. Now, if they reformulate it, maybe, but the metallics just not up to par compared to other metallics you see on the market. So let's go ahead and get started. The first shade I'm going to go into is So Boule. So Boule. Maybe, I don't know, it's like a contour color brown. It's a very light brown, to be honest. You can sort of see it, but not really, to be honest. But we're going to start with it anyway. I can see, again, with all these palettes that are older, I can see where when they released, they were just really good. I can. Because you have to consider the year they were released and how much stuff was really on the market that was any good. But with the rise of the beauty community, makeup artists was like, no, companies aren't going to do this. You know, they work with makeup. They know what is good and bad. And they started their own line, their own independent, brands. And these palettes really are just not up to par compared to those. And I'm not saying they're bad, because you can definitely create looks with them. They're definitely usable. And for your everyday, just walk into, like a Sephora or something, I could see where they would still even sell to this day. But at the same time, I can see where they wouldn't also. As more and more brands go into these department stores or brick and mortar stores, whatever you want to call them. All right. The next shade we're going to go into is Cocoa Truffle, which is this dark brown. I'm going to be honest, you got four mattes in here. You got a brown, a black, a contour color, and then a light cream shade. The rest are all metallics. And in all honesty, this could be a palette that definitely could have been everybody's go-to just because of the mattes that they do have. And the metallics they chose. But I can also see, like I said, it's just no longer really that important to the market anymore. But I definitely can remember the hype behind the palettes launching and stuff. And there was a moment that they could do no wrong. But I guess that's with every brand, really, if you think about it. But at the same time, they've been around for a while. We're going to take that same shade, Cocoa Truffle, and we're just going to take it along the lower lash line. I've already lined my eyes with the Natasha Denona Brown. or eyeliner, the eye kohl pencil. And again, I know my videos are long, but in all honesty, these looks really, like this side, when I go to do this side, it does not take me that long. I'm going to go into the shade Classy and Sassy, which is this shade right here. This is a pretty shade though, I'll give it that. But again, everybody has this shade. Pretty much in every palette. If you wet it, you can get more pigment out of it too, more metallic out of it, but I'm not going through that right now. I'm actually running really behind, unfortunately. Due to my daughter, my younger daughter. And you know how daughters are. If there's an emergency, it's the end of the world. So, and we stop and do whatever that child wants, which is probably not a good thing. But in her eyes, it is, I suppose. I'll always say I do feel sorry for the man that gets her, because she's spoiled. But she's a good girl. Okay. Then we're going to go into the shade Rich Girl, which is right here. And I'm really just going to pop it on the inner corner very easily. Nothing major. This is kind of a bam in your face color. Some of the shades are really good and some of them are just like lackluster. But if you do wet them, they do sort of come to life. Alright, so I got to this point and then I thought, man, I really would like to darken this up, but of course I don't have any darker mattes. So I decided to go into Live in Lavish, which is this purple metallic. And I kind of just patted it on the outer portion here to kind of just darken this up a little bit. And again, it was just about sort of darkening it up just a tad on that outer portion here. I just felt like it needed something, but the palette just didn't give it what I needed, really. And I don't go in with black because black just scares me. I could have, hands down, went in with a black and it probably would have worked better even, but I also know this would have turned really bad really quick for me. Okay, I think I got it where I need it. And then I'll just go back into Cocoa Truffle, that darker brown, just to make sure that's all blended. And then the last thing I did was I did take the black and line the lash line. The top and bottom lash line. So we will do that really quickly. Well, we all know nothing I do is quick, but you know what I mean. I don't do nothing quick and I'm not organized. I will say that without a doubt. And I try to make sure that, you know that. Like, I don't admit that I'm organized. I don't admit that I know what I'm doing. I don't admit to any of that because I don't. I'm guessing as I go. And I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that, because I feel that's how most of us are. And I'll be truthful with this palette. I really was guessing as I go. And I feel like even if I bought the palette when it did launch, I would have said the same thing. Unless, you know, I guess you could combine this with the chocolate bar. And use the mattes in it to go with this one, maybe. Because I'm sure if you have one, you have the other. In which case, in that case, I can definitely see where this would apply. I've had this side on for hours again, y'all. Hours. I've had this makeup on for hours. Let's get real. I'm not going to even lie there. Alright. So that is all I did as far as using the palette. Then I went in, of course, with the brown mascara. And I will say that now that I've had this for quite some time, this isn't flaking at all for me. And I think that I got mascara everywhere. But now that it's not even doing that, I am liking this mascara. Now, I still don't like the black Too Faced mascara. The Better Than Sex Black, I don't like it. Because it flakes. But this one is no longer doing that. It's actually, I think it makes my lashes look really, really good. Which is a surprise to me, but at the same time, since I purchased it, I'm glad it's working for me. Because I don't like to waste money. I mean, I waste enough of it, granted. Alright. And then the bottom lashes. Use the same mascara. And we're done. So maybe this will be a shorter video than usual. I doubt it, but I am trying. Because I do see where who in the world would want to listen to me ramble on all these hours. Or 30 minutes, not an hour. Although it could be. It could be longer if you did my whole face. Because I am so slow. Alright. And that's the final look using this palette. I think it turned out nice. I do. But I also know that I will keep this palette, but it is not a palette I would pick up if it was lost or stolen. You know what I mean? Now, the milk chocolate palette, I probably would repick that up. Just because there are looks I can do with that one. And then the peach, the sweet peach one, absolutely, positively, that one's my fave. So far. I still have other palettes to go, but so far. But this is the final look using that. For blush today, I'm actually using the a Becca blush in Camilla. It's really pretty. I really like this blush. For bronzer, I'm using Star Bronzer Natural Glow. Just a little sample by Lancome. For highlighter, it's Becca again. I'm using the Moonstone. I was going to go with Champagne Pop, but I wanted to try the Moonstone just to see. And I really like this. It's cute. I'm liking it. And then for foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal Paris in 203, the Infallible Pro Glow. That one. For powder, I'm using Hourglass, and then for concealer, Age Rewind again. I don't know how I feel about that, y'all. I just don't. I don't know how I feel about it. But I do know how I feel about the eye look. I think it turned out nice. No doubt there. But I don't think it's my fave. I don't think that it is something, you know, like if you could find it, I mean, you can get it if you, you know, wanted to. I do think you can create pretty looks, but it's not going to be your go-to holy grail palette, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But that is all I have for you today. I hope this video was entertaining or helpful in some way, shape, or form. Oh, for lipstick, I'm actually using the Becca Petal lipstick. Huh, I got a lot of Becca on today, don't I? But that is all I have. I will let you go. Oh, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all that way you're notified when I do upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you in the next one. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.